Hi folks, this is Benny Hull, the old stump bumper. Our show's been on TV for over 30 years. We welcome you all to come along the old stump bumper in search of exciting TV footage that is suited for the whole family. We'll show you how to catch them and how to put them in the boat. Now let's see what our adventure's all about today. Folks, I'm going to be up here in Idaho on the Grand Teton River with my buddy Don Watson of Mountain View Nissan and our guide Skip and his fish dog Rocky. The old stump bumper's not going to be doing any fishing with a rod and reel. We'll be catching mine on camera today with you. I'll tell you what, old Don had me fired up all the way up here from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I couldn't wait to get on this stream. Now this part of the canyon is some extreme trout fishing. But you're up in here too where there's not many people. You don't ever see anybody and you got all this stream to yourself. Most of these fish have never seen a fly or never seen a person. There's some wild trout in here. It's noted to be one of the best streams in North America. Stump Bumper Outdoors also took their cameras to the South Fork River and the Snake River while we're out west for some incredible trout fishing on browns and rainbows. And I'll tell you what, if you don't like fishing, you'll love this incredible scenery out here.
Lisa's Gold and Diamonds on the corner of Battlefield Parkway and Alomar Street invites you to come by and check out the Tri-State's largest inventory of platinum, yellow gold, white gold, and sterling silver for those birthdays, anniversaries, or any special occasions. Lisa's Gold and Diamonds has all your favorite designs, beautiful diamonds in solitaires or clusters, and they're all at outstanding savings. Compare prices, quality, and selection, and you'll see why your friends and neighbors recommend Lisa's. That's Lisa's Gold and Diamonds, corner of Battlefield Parkway and Alomar Street.
Folks, this is Benny Hull, the old stump bumper. If you are looking for a great deal on a new tractor or any kind of a mowing equipment, it is worth a drive down to Summerville, Georgia to check out North Georgia Equipment Sale. Their Branson Tractors and equipment is only the best. And when it comes to mowers and weed eaters, Husqvarna. It's not only the best, they have financing at 0% on 48 months. Just see your dealer for details. Save money on outstanding sales and service. Give North Georgia Equipment Sales a visit in Summerville. Welcome back to Extreme Cutthroats in the Grand Teton Canyon. I'm Benny Hull, the old stump bumper, coming to you with another episode. Skip, our guide's getting our boat ready here to float down this beautiful canyon river. We're gonna nail some big old fat cutthroat trout.
Duct tape and baling wire.
Before we flow, we have to duct tape the boat together.
A little extra caution here.
Snake, man, if we live through this, it's going to be a heck of a film, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll have some good footage for somebody to use. Now, Don's been out here before with the Three River Ranch Guide Service, and we'll be catching mostly cutthroats, won't we, Don?
Yeah, we'll see cutthroat primarily. We'll see some rainbows and a few browns, but it's mostly a cutthroat fishery. It's the Snake River variety of the cutthroat. This river drains into the Snake River. They moved up out of the Snake into it. They have a slightly different appearance up here because of their diet. They're a little black. They're black stained. They eat snails, a lot of snails up in this water, so they're not quite as golden as the Snake River cutthroats are down on the Snake.
Cutthroat is one of the few natives this part of the world.
Yeah, it's the native trout for this area of the West. The rainbows, of course, were native out in the California area, and they've been introduced into here, and the browns have been introduced into here, and there's also some brook trout that were native back to our part of the world that have been introduced into this area, but it's primarily a cutthroat fishery.
Well, tell you what, I'm excited. I'm ready to get down in there, Don.
I am too. It's just going to be a little bit of a challenge.
Well, that's what makes it interesting, man. That's what sets us apart from an ordinary show.
That's right.
Like we said before, Don's fished with this group on the Teton River, but this is the first time he's attempted going down this canyon wall. I'll tell you what, it's quite an adventure, folks. This thing drops down here over 1,100 feet. And it's quite a challenge for the old stump bumper. I had to carry over 75 pounds of camera equipment down this slide, and it was a pretty good task. After fishing down this river for a long ways, we had to paddle back up these rapids and pull this boat back up this mountainside. No, really, we floated about 10 miles down the river and fished along. And they had a boat ramp for us to get out on. Here's a good example of how important a rope man is. Don did a great job keeping this boat from sliding on down this mountain at times. I'm about half Billy Goat.
No, if you got out there here that camera, you're all Billy Goat.
I got some practice up there at hog and bear hunting up Tennessee, run up and down them Tennessee mountains.
Do one thing, you work up a sweat doing this.
Yeah, I had to take my coat off. It'll be worth it though.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, we better catch some beagles, haven't we?
Yeah. One thing about it, we've done it, haven't we?
We've done the trick. We've done the slide, buddy. We've heard about it, now we've done it. As part of this trip, we really got to hurry down this mountain. The skip kept reminding me and Don it's well worth the trip once we get on the water. The fishing is just fantastic. Only a handful of people makes this run every year. It's quite an outdoor adventure. But the Three River Ranch guide group can get you in here, especially Skip. It took us over an hour to get down this slide, but we finally made it. You see why Skip put the tape on the pontoons to help keep these rocks turning over. We made it.
We made it.
Are you made it? I tell you what, are you part mountain goat?
Whew, I wish I was.
No offense, I'm just amazed how you can come over these rocks in that boat.
Yeah, a little practice. First couple times wasn't so successful.
Hey, practice makes perfect. Don's handling the rope somewhere back up here. You got to have a good rope, man, don't you?
Yeah, it helps.
You deserve a good cooling off. Rocky standing here and said, well, I don't see what all the problem is. Do you, Rocky? Good cold water.
Feels good.
We're in the Teton River. There's a gorge we come down, folks, right? You can see up this rocky gorge, that's where we just come in through.
That's Bitch Creek coming in right there on the left, that canyon right there. That's the Teton wrapped around the corner right there.
Now, you're down here about every day, but you never get tired of it, do you?
I get down here about once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. I never get tired of looking at the Tetons and the canyons, and it's just so pretty down here. It's kind of hard to get sick of that.
Oh, yeah. You better believe it. Won't be long to be fishing, Don.
That's an adventure in itself.
I'm telling you what, man, that's something else.
That's just what I wanted to do this morning, was lower this boat 1,100 feet down into this canyon.
Get your
Good
day
job,
started.
rope man. You saved me a couple times.
Get a good day rolling. Are we ready?
Let's christen this boat.
Let's do it.
Get her in the water.
Hey, Don, look here what Skip got hanging around his neck. He calls this his necktie flies. What in the world you got there, buddy?
Salmon flies and hoppers, kiwis, stone flies, woolly buggers.
What do you call that booger?
That's a little mouse pattern right there.
A little mouse pattern.
That works good.
Huh?
That works good for brown trout.
Yeah, good.
Brown
Yeah.
love to eat the mice.
Way down lower on this river, there's a few browns. You can see this one's been chewed up a little bit by the fish.
Now, is that for your browns too? Or is it?
No, it works for just about any kind of fish. You know, fish get excited about them hoppers too.
I know Don's a little bit excited. That's all he's been talking about since we left Chattanooga. Sliding down this mountain. Getting into them big trout.
That's an experience. Here's your set up. We're ready to go.
You got me a hopper?
Yes, sir. Big parachute hopper. You got on parachute and I got on Dave's.
I saved these just for you, Don.
All right, yeah.
I've been saving them too.
Well, after finally getting out on the water, we did catch some big old trout, folks. Stay tuned, we'll show them to you just as soon as we get back. I'm not kidding. Stay tuned to the old stump bumper. Old Don gets wound up here. You're gonna love these fish. Hey folks, this is Benny Hull. I've had my insurance with FAL Insurance for over 40 years. They have been a great company to deal with. In 2017, they're celebrating their 100 years in business. FAL Insurance represents over 20 carriers, and that's a great thing there, I believe. You've got a good choice of the companies you want to go with. They insure vehicles, boats, trailers, homes, life, or health insurance. Come see the great folks at FAL. They're great people to deal with. Hi folks, this is Benny Hull, the old stump bumper for Branson Tractors. I'll tell you what, I've been using mine for over 6 years. If you're looking for a tractor, they don't get any better. Mowing, backhoe, front end loaders, and more. Branson, the best with sales and service, top notch. Go by North Georgia Equipment Sales and Service at Rock Springs or Somerville and meet the nice folks. They'll treat you like family. Branson Tractors. They just don't get any better. I guess that's why they're number one.
Anglers, when it comes to knot tying, the clinch knot is hard to beat, and I was surprised to see these guys use my favorite knot, the clinch. You just wrap the line around and around about 5 times, then run it back through the original loop on the line, and get a hold of the end of the line and pull it back through the loop. And by the way, while you're doing this, be sure and wet this line, because if you don't do that, as you pull the knot down tight, it will burn the monofilament and make it weak. So tighten it down with it wet. And also, you see the short end on this line, you save a whole lot by not using a polymer knot. The polymer takes up about 3 times the length. I use this clinch knot on my plugs, flies, and terminal tackle, the one you use for live bait. That's the stump bumper tip of the week. Now back to the show.
That's how they wallow instead of jumping.
That's pretty characteristic, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty much a cutthroat. You see very few cutthroat jump. Here he is, Skip.
Pretty fish.
Oh yeah.
Pretty cutthroat.
About an average size for it.
Good
Right
job,
there.
John.
Thank you.
Nice fish, buddy. Nice Teton cutthroat.
Show off his cuts.
Well, he was a strong fish. That was a little better fish than I thought he was. Nice.
You can see the cuts on his throat there.
Yeah.
Red marks on his foot.
He's a beauty.
He's fine. Good job, John.
Thank you. That big ugly you put on there that did the trick.
Those are grasshopper, huh?
Get their attention in this little bit faster water.
Yeah, I tried to slap it on the water, make it splash so they'll see it and react to it real fast.
Slap the water, they don't have time to think about it.
A bug one of them.
There he is again, see him?
See him inside.
We've got a different color of animal, different animal.
I think it might be a rainbow.
No, he's a cutty.
It's just a
Jumping cutty.
Jumping cut. Might have a little rainbow in his blood. Oh, one of them little fat ones. Boy, they're fat. They're really healthy down there.
Oh, bad boy.
Yeah, he's not happy about this at all. He's a little silvery. He could have a hair bow in him.
Might be one of them hybrids. Cut bow.
No? Yeah, he's got it. Come on, boy. Oh, he wasn't going to get off.
Pretty.
Pretty little fish. Very lively.
Don't take him long to skedaddle.
No, sir.
He was ready to go.
He had
got
enough
more
there.
rising over here.
I think there was 2 fish in that one spot, because when I missed that first one, I saw another one rise right behind him. I think that's the one I caught. Oh, here's one right here.
Oh, he's mad now. He saw this boat. He's showing off the camera, isn't he?
Help it out with this one. Yeah.
I can get him, I believe, from up there. Oh yeah, nice fish.
Hold him up.
There he goes.
Perfect.
Hope you got a good shot of him. He was a nice fish.
I got his picture anyway.
Great.
I got his picture, you turned him loose.
The least you handle them, the better the fish are. The healthier
Like
they
being a
stay.
sportsman.
Yeah, and they stay good and healthy when you don't handle them much. Hackle's coming off this fly, but it's working. We might as well stay with it.
Yeah, it's been producing.
It was.
I wish I got him out so you could take a peek at him.
He's a chunker.
Yeah.
This storm don't get us. Maybe we get another. It's blowing up something here.
Sometimes the fish is real good when it starts.
That's the thing about fishing.
Come up on the funnel here.
Hi friends, this is Benny Hull, the old stump bumper. You know Action Air has been in business for nearly 30 years, making homes and businesses around the whole area more comfortable. They also specialize in replacement systems, service and repair of all brands, and they have annual maintenance plans to keep your system running at peak performance year-round. And Action Air has 100% satisfaction guaranteed on all their services and installations, and they have upfront pricing, so there's never any surprises. The owners, Kevin Horn and Eric Dunn, believe if you operate with integrity, not only will they earn your business, but they will earn your friends and families as well. And all their professional staff takes pride in their work. They train on all of the latest technologies and will treat your home as their own. Call Action Air today at 423-842-5575 or visit their website at callactionair.com.
And this morning's fishing forecast is brought to you by True Turn Hooks. Today, sunny, clear, and a high 65 degrees. Slight breeze out of the northwest. It looks like it's going to be a fine day for fishing. This weather report is brought to you by True Turn Hooks. Every serious angler knows you can hook more fish with True Turn Hooks.
Hey Daddy, I caught another one.
We've come upon our first challenge of this float trip. The skip's taking his time studying his best approach to start down this white water. This is very tricky right here. There's some big boulders in this water and sharp rocks, and they can puncture these pontoons. So it takes a real experienced guide to try this trick right here. Now, Three River has other guides too that can take it down like this, so there's none of them takes any chances with you. You can enjoy your trip and be at ease. Be sure and call these folks, or at their email or web. They can fix up a great trip for you. If you don't want to float this kind of water here up in the canyon, they got other rivers, the Snake River and the South Fork. Other float trips can go on if you're on an easier trip. Now, if you want an exotic fly fishing adventure, Skip runs a guide service that takes winter trips to Patagonia, Chile. Stump Bumper Outdoors is planning a trip there. Fly fishing adventures. Give old Skip a call. We got safely around the rapids. Now it's playtime for Rocky. He loves to play fetch with Skip. This gives him a chance to stretch those legs a while from being in the boat. Now we're getting ready for lunch on a very scenic beach right here. Don't get any better than this, folks.
We got a restaurant to take care of you. Catering service.
Yeah, we got the girls in the kitchen.
Rubbing out, catching trout.
Not a soul inside but us, huh?
So inside, buddy.
Last time I came down here with Skiff, we saw about 4 or 5 other people, and he said that was the most people he'd ever seen on this river at one time.
Speaking of ducks, here's a rare sight, a family of merganser ducks. They love the high country rather than the lowlands. Therefore, you don't see them down south too much.
Big fish.
Big fish.
Oh, it's a big fish, yeah.
Big fish.
Man, he come up there bad. That boy there. Way to go, Don.
You don't know he's hooked yet.
They're hanging in right above this little falls. And his phone picking up insects.
I believe he might be fouled.
There he goes.
There he goes. Now he's loose.
I think we need a net for this one, huh?
Yeah, loose up. Yeah, and big old orange bellies. That's what you love to see.
Yeah, buddy.
Hold the net under me and catch him if he goes.
You can see the real dark spots on him. He's a snail eater. You can see the dark spots on him. He's been eating snails. That's your turn, isn't it, sir?
Oh, I'm having fun catching with the camera.
Fun stuff.
Where in the world can you go mountain climbing, rafting, and trout fishing all in the same day?
That's fun stuff. Puckers you up before you go through, but as soon as you go through, you want to go do it again. Oh my goodness.
That one there, man.
Got a nice mouth on it.
Oh, big fish. He ain't done.
No, he's nowhere close to doing it.
Oh. Let him swing out.
Beauty, man. Last fish right there. He didn't fool with it.
Yeah, that's a good spot right there.
That's where we're coming out of that mountain before. That is a nice fish there, Don.
We got the guy out there swimming for this one, Benny.
That is a dandy, buddy.
Yeah, it's a fine fish.
That is a big.
This is Old Stump Bumper, thanking you for watching the Southern Sportsman. You can catch us each week on Fox 61 at 6:30 a.m. If you want to see more, go to our website, bennyhall.net, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make a kid happy and take them hunting and fishing. And I'll see you again on the water. And remember, let's all fight against water pollution.